Yesterday we have discussed about that how to write the chemical formula of the molecular compound as well as of the ionic compound. Right. So now today what we are going to discuss about is that how to calculate the molecular mass or formula unit mass, which is there on your screen you can see at this moment. Now what is molecular mass? The molecular mass of a substance is sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms which are present in that molecule. Sum of atomic masses of, for example, if we have to calculate the molecular mass of H2SO4, molecular mass of any compound. It's for example that I am taking H2SO4. How can I write down the molecular mass? It's that what I have to do, I have to take their atomic mass multiply by the number of atoms. This we have done already. This we have learned already that how to calculate the molecular mass. We are well aware of this, that how to calculate the molecular mass. What we have to take into consideration, we have to take into consideration their atomic mass, and then what we have to do, we have to multiply it. Like atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. How many atoms of hydrogen are there? 2. So what I am going to write, 1 into 2 plus, then I am going to write down the atomic mass of sulfur. Atomic mass of sulfur is said to be as 32. Atomic mass of sulfur is 32, so plus 32, as at 32 into 1, either you write down into 1 or no need to write down, because if you multiply 32 with 1, it will be only 32, so there is no need of mentioning that multiply by. Plus then there is oxygen. What is the atomic mass of oxygen? It is 16, but how many atoms are there? It is 4. So what we will do, we will multiply the 3 and then we will add up, right? 64. Then we will add up all, and this will be the molecular mass of uh, H2SO4. So 98 units will be the molecular mass of H2SO4. This is how can we calculate. This is called as either formula unit mass, or this is called as molecular mass. Now, if this molecular mass is expressed in terms of gram, when the molecular mass is expressed in terms of gram, it is called as gram atomic mass, or sorry, it is called as gram molecular mass. If atomic mass is expressed in terms of gram, it will be called as gram atomic mass. So we are having two terms now. What is it? It is gram atomic mass and gram molecular mass, right? Now, what is gram atomic mass? When atomic mass is expressed in terms of gram, yani when we attach gram along with the atomic mass, at that time it will be called as gram atomic mass. For example, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. 1 unit, that you know. Now what will be the gram atomic mass of hydrogen? It will be same, but only the units will have to be replaced by gram. So gram atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 gram. Nothing, it's only the same. For example, atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Then what is the gram atomic mass of oxygen atom? Oxygen atom, it is 16 gram. It is 16 gram. Now gram molecular, for example, so I hope that I am clear on this point, that atomic mass when expressed in terms of gram will give us the gram atomic mass. And for example, now I am writing down the molecular mass of H2O. What is the molecular mass of H2O? It is 18 units. Molecular mass of H2O is 18 units. Now what will be the gram molecular mass of H2O? Gram molecular mass of H2O is 18 G. 18 G. When we expressed the atomic mass in terms of gram, that we call as gram atomic mass, and when we express molecular mass in terms of gram, that we called as gram molecular mass, right? So these, nothing new. Atomic mass you already know, it is in terms of units, but instead of unit, if you will remove the unit and attach gram to it, then it will be called as gram atomic mass. In the same manner, you know how to calculate the molecular mass, like it's already there on your screen of HNO3. The molecular mass of HNO3 is 63 unit. But if I want to just calculate gram molecular mass of HNO3, then gram molecular mass of HNO3 will be 63 grams. Right? So this is the these are the two concepts. One is gram atomic mass and gram molecular mass. Not today. Now I am going to discuss about the next concept, which is known as mole. Mole. Now what is mole and why is there need of mole? Let me tell you one thing. When you go to the market to purchase oranges, you get that particular substance in terms of number. For example, 1 dozen orange mean that it is 12 number. In the same manner, if you will go to the market to purchase the eggs or bananas, again you will get it in terms of number. Like if you will say to him that if you will say to vendor that provide me oranges, 1 dozen orange, 1 dozen orange, so he is going to give you the 12 oranges. Or if you go to the vendor and ask for 1 dozen egg, he or she is going to provide you the 12 number of eggs, right? But is it that you purchase the grain, you purchase the wheat, you purchase the rice in terms of dozen? Is it that is it? No, it is not there. Then why? Because the number of quantity involved in wheat, in rice is quite smaller. So that's why we need a bigger unit. In the same manner, as I have told you, because a small mass of wheat contain large number of gram, large number of quantity. So it is not possible for us to calculate the number of units in terms where the size of unit is very, very small. So what is done? Where the size of unit is very, very small, we purchase it in terms of gram. या फिर we purchase it in terms of kilogram, the bigger unit, right? Where the size of unit involved, for example, the size of unit involved in egg is pretty good. This one, the size of one egg as compared to the size of one rice, one just grain of rice, isn't it that they are quite, one is quite big and one is quite small? So where the size of the atom, or where the you can say the unit which is there involved in the particular quantity is very very small. So we need a bigger unit for this, because a small like as I have told you that like in wheat, if we try to calculate the number of grain and then purchase it on the basis of the number of grain, it will be a cumbersome process. It will be really a time consuming process to purchase the wheat or to sell the wheat in terms of number of grains. Why? Because the grain because the weight, the size of the grain of rice or wheat is very very small as compared to the size of egg or size of banana, which are sold, which are sold in terms of number. Banana is sold in terms of number, eggs are sold in terms of number, but it is very very difficult for us to sell the grains like rice grain or wheat grain in terms of number, because the unit involved is very very small. So I hope that I'm quite clear on this. Now in the same manner, like it is very very difficult for vendor to sell the grain, to sell the rice or to sell the wheat in terms of number of entities, number of, you can say number of units. In the same manner, it becomes very very difficult to handle atoms, because atom is so small that it is not visible to the naked eye. Let me give you one more example. There are lots and lots and lots of coins in the bank. Then how do the bank try to calculate all the coins? Is it that they calculate, how do the bank employees try to calculate the value of all the coins present in the bank? Is it that they calculate each and every coin? No. Now then how they calculate it? How they calculate it? First of all, what they will tend to do? They will tend to separate the coin on the basis of their values. Like they will separate the 5 rupee coin, they will separate the 10 rupee coin, they will separate the 1 rupee coin. Then what they tend to do? Is it that they will calculate one by one each and every coin? No. What they tend to do is that they tend to calculate the weight of 1 kg and then calculate the number of coins in 1 kg, right? And then they calculate the number of coins in 1 kg, multiply by the value of them, they get that how much is the value of 1 kg coins of 5 rupees. Then what they will tend to do, they will tend to weigh all the coins and then multiply them by the number. In this manner, it is that where the large amount of you can say the units are involved, where the large amount of substance is involved. So in that, what we try to do, we try to generalize the result. As you know that it's very very difficult. Atoms, in the same manner, atoms are not visible to our naked eye. So it becomes very difficult for a chemist to just study about a single atom. It becomes very difficult. Then what the chemist do? Chemist introduced a concept which was a bigger unit. Like if we purchase, अगर हम rice purchase करना चाहें in terms of number, दाने, तो what it will be there? It will be a cumbersome process. It will be a time consuming process. In the same manner, if we try to calculate, if we try to work with the atoms in terms of number. That number which is not visible to even to the naked eye. The number in which where one drop of molecule of water contain millions of atoms. So it becomes very, very difficult. Then what was introduced? Chemist introduced a concept which that is called as mole. What is a mole? Mole is a bigger unit to express definite amount of chemical substance. Mole is the collection of. One mole means, if it has to be expressed in terms of number, if mole has to be expressed in terms of number, then let me tell you one thing. The mole is the collection of 6.022 into 10 raised power 23.022 into 10 raised power 23 particles. So what is mole? Mole is a collection. Mole, if we express mole in terms of number, then in one mole there will be 6.022 into 10 raised power 23 particles. If I talk about 1 mole of oxygen atom, 1 mole of oxygen atom contain how many atoms? It will be 6.022 into 10 raised power 23 atoms. This has, so mole is nothing. It is also called as Avogadro number, and it is collection of 6.022 into 10 raised power 23 particle. If I say that 1 mole of H2O molecule, now it's a molecule, 1 mole of H2O molecule contain how many molecules of H2O? It's 6.022 into 10 raised power 23 molecules of H2O. So mole is a bigger, you can say bigger entity. Is the collection of the number of one, if we want to express it in terms of number, then it will be 6.022 into 10 raised power 23 particles. If we talk about atoms, then it will be atom. If we talk about the molecule, in terms of molecule, it will be molecule. So if we talk about ions, and for example, 1 mole of sodium ion, 1 mole of sodium ion contain how many ions? It is 6.022 into 10 raised power 23 sodium ion. Now, how is it defined? 1 mole of a particle, 1 mole of particle, whether it is atom, ion or molecule, is defined as amount of substance which contain the same number of particles as in C12 atom in the 12 gram. Or a mole, in simpler say, I can say that a mole of particle is therefore defined as amount of substance which contain Avogadro number of particle, that is 6.022 into 10 raised power 23, or the definition which is there on your screen, that a mole is a substance which contain the same number of particles that are present in the 12 gram of carbon 12, or the number of particle present in the 12 gram of carbon particle is 6.022 into 10 raised power 23. So 12 gram of C12. A mole represents two things. One is, it represents the definite number of particle equal to 6.022 into 10 raised power 23. It also represents a definite mass of the substance equal to the gram atomic mass. So, I can say that mole of an atom in term of mass, mole of an atom in term of mass is defined as amount of substance which has mass equal to gram atomic mass, which has mass equal to gram atomic mass. I said that 1 mole of oxygen atom is equal to 16 gram. Like here we can say gram atomic mass of an element is its atomic mass expressed in gram. So the gram atomic mass of oxygen is, because here it is not oxygen atom, it is oxygen molecule. So that's why the gram, rather than here it should have been the gram molecular mass of oxygen is 32 gram.